for here today. We're going to be kicking it off with the map set on Busan, presented by Toyota. It will be Control first. Boston going to go ahead and set up shop here. Backs to the Fisher. They cannot fall. They got nowhere to go. They have to go forward, and we see that Fusion's leading the way with the hammer. Trance going to be used already here by Nako. A delay on it from AimGod as well. They find the kill on Color Hex. This is huge. Defiant setting themselves up to win this first point.
Trance was forced, and if they had Graviton, they win this fight, but they were able to pick Color Hex before he's able to get that ability off, and now Boston on the back foot. It's just cleanup time for Toronto Defiant. They're going to try to get this D.Va out of it, but it seems like all over but the Cryan.
Yeah, this is done. Note is the last one to fall. The rest of his team aren't going to make it back in time, and it will be... That will make a difference, but it's going to be Fusions leading the way. Fantastic shatter straight into the mix, but we have the Trance. Excellent positioning there from Nako, avoids the ultimate, and so he can keep his team alive. Rally used as well, but it's going to be the grab coming in here from Ivy, and can the Defiant do it? Yes! The shatter combo into the self-destruct! Sick work. To get in this fight. Now, exactly, Boston have got no room for error. We're into overtime. If they get off the point, this is done. They have to keep him alive, but Fusions overwhelms. Too many angles to worry about. That shield only faces one way, and this is it. Uprising getting wiped off the face of the planet. It will be the Defiants to pick up the first map in this best-of-5 series.
The tanks for the Boston Uprising getting isolated and then punished for it. A pretty dominant first map for Toronto.
Highly one-sided. Defiant really showing that they're here to
be really strong. That was pretty one-sided on Busan, aside from early on. They've kind of switched spots, offense and defense here, but early Transcendence comes up from AimGod, just trying to keep everybody alive. Battling Transcendence as a grab comes out. Where's the follow-up? There it is.
There it is. It's Yakwan getting taken for a ride there by Fusions. However, can they win out on this fight? Shatter gets thrown in, clips two, and Stellar not going to be able to stay alive. The cleanup is big here for the Boston Uprising, and they are going to find 4.
Yeah, they're going to get a little bit of progress here.
As soon as he gets into the VIP spot, that is it. This first half of the map will be over. Color Hex going for the grab. Solo, he doesn't care. Can he find any of the high-value targets, though? Yakwan still going to go boom. And this is going to be Boston Uprising nearly getting it there. Last second contest by Roki, and now we have the Trance getting thrown in as well by Nako. Trying to keep the team up, trying to stagger things out. It's much better here for the Defiant.
Gotta get these kills.
To get the kills, and they are just barely going to keep the contest going. This is unreal every single time. Boston so close to getting it done, but they aren't able to withstand.
They will clean it up. The music you hear means that...
He's got to be the John Allen spot, exactly. You can see he's kind of hiding behind these angles because he does not want to get caught out by any stuns, anything that would stop him from using the Trance, or well, turns out he doesn't need to worry about it. Will get the Trance in there to keep his team up, but they just get obliterated. Boston. Self-defiant now. There it is. Rallies into the fight on both sides. Color Hex looking for the point-blank grab, perhaps. Could find the opening here. He's just doing as much damage as possible, and yep, decides to hide it behind the hay bales. They're going to get pulled in. No follow-up, however, and no kills. Instead, it's going to be Ivy straight through. Let's see, can they do it again? Self-destruct over the top. Shield is down, and Fusions is going to go boom. Tank is out of the fight now for the Boston Uprising. They have to give ground.
It's simply just better execution of their ultimates right there.
Oh, yeah!
Destruct early, then Color Hex feels like, well, we're not going to have self-destruct for this next fight. I see a good opportunity for a grab. He uses it there, but now Boston trying to come back in. Self-destruct is up in the air.
And doesn't catch anybody. So, Ivy is instead going to find AimGod. Trance is getting used on both sides by the looks of it, or it's the rally rather for Blase, but this is not going to bear out here for Boston. They are getting cut off from each other and picked off one after another.
They're letting Boston throw a lot of resources into Yakun. He's kind of been sacrificially put out.
There's not going to be a whole lot of mitigation here on Boston's side. They need to count on Kellex getting Sound Barrier up. Self-destruct thrown in again. Fusions with the counter shatter, looking for it, trying to find the follow-up, but he's not going to do it in time. Roki with the Sound Barrier, now comes the grab. Could get the follow-up, but they aren't going to quite manage it. Instead, it's Kellex. Well, we're trading Lucio's at this point.
Yeah, the grab went in, Envy was only 5% away from getting self-destruct, but the support ultimate use from Toronto Defiant has been so good. Every time they're in trouble, they have support ultimates up and ready to go. Nako takes down AimGod from inside the grab, and this one looks like it's going the way of Toronto. A 20-player kill streak from Nako.
This is bonkers. Nako's just all out playing out of his mind right now. Fusions has to go to the Hammond just to try and buy a little bit more time here. And AimGod forced to use the Trance because he's invulnerable, but there's nobody there to contest. Even with the Trance, he backs off. Not gonna stay, not gonna survive, and the Defiant are...
But on Hollywood.
It's tough when we talk about you know, these assassins like Note.
Better ultimates try to win the second point. So often your first push on the second is your best one.
There's the grab, self-destruct, slightly delayed, over the top, finds Ivy, that's a big kill, but then Envy trades it right back with a kill on Note. 2 kills, however, thrown in by Fusions, gives the Uprising a huge advantage. They will pick up 1 tick, they could pick up a second here as well. Rocky trying to delay, but it's not gonna happen, and they could get it clean. Echo Knight's gonna make it out around the corner, that is it. Now looking for a clever angle here, if he can find it, this would be good. Spots out Note, knows the D-Matrix is used. Could try and get it in, but instead it is gonna be point blank, fade away shot, that's gonna set it up. Stellar finding Blase already. Counter grab coming through now for the Boston side of things. Sound barrier has worn off, and this time it is going to be Ivy once again coming out on top of the duel. Color Hex and Fusion's dead. This is looking fantastic now for the Defiant.
It's a great use of abilities that weren't the Reinhardt shield there to save them from that self-destruct. They had the Brigida shield up over there, and the Zarya used a bubble to protect her team as well. So no matter where that self-destruct was going to come down, they were protected on all sides. Now it's just about the cleanup.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job of delaying things, burning time on the block. Another Mei thrown in. Mei is gone, can't quite make it around the corner, but now Fusion's on the Hammond. He's just gonna be instantly stunned and deleted. Whoa, the pair Ivy now gonna be getting that energy rolling as well. Straight up to 80, now it's grab time. Sure enough, from on high, changing up the angles. So much burst about to come down, and Color Hex is the one to go boom. Man advantage now, and that's a big one with the Zarya out of the fight. No grab to have to worry about here on the Defiant side. Ivy just gets to run amok.
This one's it. They're going to be getting everybody on the cleanup here. Of note, though, is that Envy did go down during that fight, or at least he was D-Mexed. D.Va's got 2 forms. Mech form, when the mech blows up, you get Pilot D.Va.
Rally going to get used on the side of Stellar, on the side of the Defiant. And the stun on Yagwang denied! No shatter coming through for you! Trance on both sides from both of these teams. Fusions has got a shatter, and he's not going to use it. This is just trading back and forth now as the Defiant, this still favors them, especially if you get 2 monster kills like that.
That's going to be the cleanup that they needed there. Envy has been hitting self-destructs like they're going to try to back up the team with him.
Yep, he gets the bubble, he will survive that. There's the follow-up shatter though. Fusions looking to try and set it up, not going to quite happen, however. No, we're just going to self-destructs all over the place. Fusion's there to block it, he's got no shield left, however. And the grab, no follow-up on the side of Boston Uprising. Defiant, this is just all of the ultimates getting thrown in. Stellar with the ult going off is able to survive. And on the side of Boston Uprising, they're hanging in there just fine as well. They're sticking together as a group. Hex is making all the difference, and it leads to the kills in the end.
The aggro charge up the stairs, and now it's just Ivy all alone. It's going to take Aim God with him, though. That's actually pretty decent. If they're really...
You can see Kelix is dancing along the top. If he can get in on this back line, and he's looking for it, there's the move. He gets solo grab. We're not messing around here, Kelix. And that might be the kill to kick things off here for the Defiant. Shatter thrown in. Color Hex's grab gets eaten by Envy. That's the big play.
Oh, the shatter comes in huge, though. Everyone on the ground. Where is the cleanup? A huge Zarya beam from Ivy trying to find low health heroes. Everyone's low, no one's dying though. I think Toronto might have swung this.
Yeah, they don't even get on the point the entire time. They're winning the fight and they don't get a body on the point. Boston Uprising snaked the win in the
defense goes perfectly, then they're in a good position, but Boston sets the stage, eat this one and accept it because you don't have a lot to use. A Graviton comes in, they're gonna transcend, they're gonna try to keep alive.
Oh, looked for it, but a great play there. You got to give it to him. Fusions manages to angle his shield correctly and deny the shatter. Still 1 kill on the Kelix, but they lose Yakpung on the Defiant's side. And in the meantime, they're still making progress. Fusion's having to give ground, but Color Hex finding Ivy. This could be big.
It is absolutely huge. Stellar's going to fall down too. Divine put themselves in an odd position, fighting inside. Splash damage, alternate fires onto the squad. So Toronto going to try a rotation.
Up to 100 energy as well. Now he's just going to be hitting like a freight train. Point blank. Grab gets thrown in. Sound barrier is there to defend it. However, the self-destruct is huge. You're looking for it, but there's no shield. Quad kill, self-destruct, perfect. Yeah, this is it, right on the doorstep of the 3rd point. Grab gets thrown in by Ivy to kick off the party. Fusion's looking for the shatter, and it's gonna be traded right back. Inblocks Yakmungs, hits his own, but the trance is there for Mako to keep his team up. Note, however, will find enough damage on Stellar to remove him. And now the man advantage, this certainly has to be it here for the Boston Uprising. Defiant trying to get just a little bit more out of the payload. But now they need to stay alive. They need to touch the point. They will manage just that. Envy, however, he's going to get focused down, and this is going to be it. Boston will deny the Defiant a third point. But this was still a solid push coming in from the Defiant. Color Hex, he's got to step that game up. He's got to pump those numbers up, Hex. Blase going to go for the rally. We will have a shatter thrown in by Yakpung. Point blank, no follow-up possible, though, because of the self-destruct flying through the air. And there it is, the shatter of his own thrown in by Fusions. Aim God deciding now is the time to try and keep his teammates up. But as it wears off, they're going to get brought into a grab, and that is certainly going to be a whole bunch of dead Boston Uprising.
It's another grab from Ivy. Ivy is playing a single-player game right now. He's just close to his own transcendence.
Exactly. Colorhex finally going to throw that grab in. They do manage to catch a bunch of squishies. That is going to be a big kill onto Roki, but he can get back into this fight quick as soon as he respawns. Nako feels like it's time to use the trance to keep his teammates up. Stellar, though, going to get obliterated. Fusion's there. The focus fire just too good. And the grabs are all over the place. They're trading back and forth now, both of these teams. But it's looking like the Defiant will finally crumble here on the defense. Still, only 30 seconds on the...
Considering he's got the high ground on the stairs, able to rein it in. Long distance grab from Color Hex. They're going to try to set up the combo.
Floats it in. Stun goes down. Soundbearer is up, though. No, it's Nako with the trance keeping his team into this. And now it's going to be the counter. Ivy throws the grab of his own. Fusion's going to go down. And with 30 seconds on the clock, Boston Uprising, they're battling for their lives here in this series.
This one's getting pretty close. Yakpung goes down, but as does Blase, taken out by his opposing number. Envy just trying to get some damage here, but it has...
He's already been spotted out, though. He's already at half HP. Surely he's going to die. Yep, Envy immediately jumps on him. Sound Barrier used here by Defiant to kick off the fight as well. They know they have a man advantage. They know the Calyx isn't in it. Now they've lost Fusions on the Boston side. 4 of them alive. The Hail Mary grab getting thrown in by Color Hex. No, so close to the self-destruct that he's going to get it off, but right now, Defiant, they've got plenty of places to hide, and nobody's going to go boom. This is going to be the Toronto Defiant holding in the end, and they will win the series versus Boston Uprising.
A small misstep on Toronto Defiant, but they learned from their mistakes on Anubis.